right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Happening late tonight, could St. Charles County be sinking millions into road repairs?
Delayed maintenance that we had to put off.
And why municipalities will still get a bill. Plus, stop the chase, the march to send a message to police about pursuits.
Right now, thunderstorms are well north and west of the St. Louis area. When they move in the punch, they'll pack.
Those storms will move in overnight. Good evening. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush, so let's get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
Well, those storms have been markedly unimpressive here north and west of St. Louis through the evening hours, but they are starting to show a little bit of life and getting a little more active up north of Quincy and back out east and south of Kansas City. Let's show you what's going on right now in St. Louis. Nice and quiet. Temperature of Forest Park 76, still around 80 at Lambert. There's your area of showers and thunderstorms up to the north, and there's been a couple that are a little more intense. There's one just south of Macomb that's a bit more intense, but isolated severe weather is all we're seeing out of these. The main area is really been back to the southwest, back across parts of Kansas. And as we go through the rest of the overnight hours, this is just within the last hour, the newest guidance in this futurecast, taking the storms into our northern counties around 3 to 4 a.m. and then bringing them into St. Louis towards tomorrow morning's rush hour. Could they still have a couple of gusty breezes with them? Sure. There'll be some downpours too, but the threat of severe weather looks to stay well north and west of St. Louis as we head through the overnight hours. We just don't have all the ingredients coming together. So the strongest storms stay to our northwest. Eventually, after 3 a.m., our chances for some thunderstorms will increase in the metro area, and our main threat, downpours and some gusty winds, but most likely gusty winds that are below severe levels by a long shot, 30, 40 mile per hour winds. That's about it. We'll see in a few minutes. We'll talk about more storms for tomorrow and what your weekend looks like. Looking pretty good, Mike.
Remember, you can get weather alerts and updates anytime on the 5 on your side app, and it's free to download.
New tonight, a multi-million-dollar plan to fix potholes and other road issues in St. Charles County.
Within the last hour, the county executive presented the plan to the county council. Our Robert Townsend was there and joins us now live. Robert.
Mike and Ann, County Executive Steve Ehlmann is definitely excited about their new pothole repair proposal. Now, it promises to fix nagging potholes like these. Look at these ones we rode up on. Tonight, we drove around this area and found 5 potholes right here at the entrance of this St. Charles County subdivision.
It's as bad here as it is other places in the region.
Now, Ehlmann says the new $20 million proposal will fix potholes as well as replace 35,000 slabs of crumbling concrete and miles of asphalt roadways. Now, the proposal directs $10 million of American Rescue Plan Act funds to the project and $10 million from the county's half-cent transportation sales tax. Municipalities would also need to match the county sales tax funds on their projects.
It's more than just potholes. It's also those slabs that are cracked and broken. It's those curbs that have been damaged. Hang in there, be careful, avoid the potholes for now, and we'll get them fixed as quick as we can.
Now, he's hoping the council will approve the project by the end of the month. If that happens, the potholes and the road repairs will begin right after that and will continue all year long. Of course, we will keep tracking all this. We're live in St. Charles County. I'm Robert Townsend. 5 on your side.
Potholes are a problem on both sides of the river. If you see one you think needs patch, just text the word pothole to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you the number you should call.
Tonight, a local group took to the streets of Ferguson to raise awareness about car crashes caused from police chases. Our Pepper Baker joins us now with more on their message. Pepper?
Yes, and people in Ferguson came together, about a dozen of them, and took to the streets to raise awareness about car crashes. And I asked them why this personally affected them.
Neighbors came together in Ferguson Tuesday afternoon to send a clear message to law enforcement officers.
The hashtag Stop the Chase movement, it is to bring awareness on the different police pursuits that are happening and the rules that are not being followed.
At least 7 people in St. Louis City and County were killed by suspects speeding away from police this year. 5 were from the same family in a crash that happened in early May.
That night, that touched me emotionally. because it was like a rewind of what already occurred in my life. And it's in memories for the people that lost their loved ones. That's what this date is about.
LaFeta Pruitt worked with Constance Lee and Khalees Mack to organize a peaceful mile walk from West Florissant Avenue to Canfield Green Drive to raise awareness to stop police chases.
Actually, when it gets to the point where they have to bring out spike strips and advise people to other innocent people to lose their lives, yes.
For people that doesn't even have nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah. If it's getting over to the point where you only left one district to get to another district, it's not worth it.
Pruitt wants local leaders to educate the public on pursuit policies.
Can we make changes? Can we do something different? Can we understand and have transparency with the laws and regulations and the rules to follow and to be when to follow?
Now, the city and county NAACP are in the process of meeting with police chiefs from both departments with the assistance from the Justice Department to discuss pursuit policies.
Tonight, 3 more teens are being held in the murder of a Metro East restaurant worker. 18-year-old Darivia Crump and 17-year-old Nathan Smith are charged with first-degree murder in the death of Ivan Marshall. 18-year-old Nautica Young was arrested last week on murder charges. Marshall was shot and killed outside his job at Bella Milano in O'Fallon, Illinois back on May 22nd. Investigators say he was targeted. Another juvenile and a 38-year-old woman also face charges in the case.
New details tonight on the escape of 2 teens from the Juvenile Detention Center in St. Louis County. Tonight we're getting our first look at how they broke out through a window several feet above the street below. It's boarded up now. Nearly 48 hours after their escape, still no sign of the missing teens. There's now a multi-state search for them. One is from the St. Louis area, the other from Illinois. The first of 21 funerals for the victims of the Uvalde, Texas school mass shooting took place today. Today, 4 10-year-olds were laid to rest. Tonight, new witness accounts are filing in and filling in the gaps from what happened inside Robb Elementary School 1 week ago today. Border Patrol agent Jacob Alvarado says he rushed to the school with a gun where his wife is a teacher and daughter a student. The off-duty officer also saw local police waiting to engage the gunman.
To me, I believe everyone there was doing the best that they could, given the circumstances. Yeah, I believe everyone there was doing everything in their power.
Last week, authorities said a teacher left a door to the school propped open. Tonight, they say the teacher shut that door, but it didn't lock.
A call tonight for the community to honor a paramedic who died in a freak weightlifting accident. Dolores Boschert died last week at Club Fitness in St. Charles. The 23-year-old Lindenwood grad was a paramedic for Christian Hospital. A visitation will be held tomorrow night from 4 until 8 at Bowie Cave Springs. A funeral mass will be celebrated Thursday at 10 a.m. at St. Cletus Catholic Church. The community is being asked to line this funeral procession route. Boschert's final ride will start at the church and head east on 70 to North County, where she served. It will head back west via 270 and 370 to St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Cemetery.
After a busy Memorial Day weekend of big events and large gatherings, some folks online are reminding us that COVID is not over.
Our Verify team is breaking down the numbers. Here's Evan Kozlov.
Posts like these claim that cases are 5 times higher than last Memorial Day. So was that true? Let's verify. We looked at CDC statistics and spoke with Dr. William Schaffner and Dr. Amish Adalja for answers. And on May 26, 2022, which is the most recent data available, there were 111,994 new cases nationwide, compared to exactly 1 year ago when there were 23,703 new cases. That means that COVID cases are roughly 4.7 times higher. Now, if you look specifically at May 31st, which is Memorial Day last year, there were 9,349 new daily cases nationwide. That means that cases are roughly 12 times higher now.
And both our experts say that daily case counts are likely an undercount because many people are taking at-home tests and not reporting.
That's one reason that the CDC and all the rest of us have been focusing on hospitalizations. Those numbers are much more stable.
Meanwhile, if you compare those 3 dates again and look at hospitalizations and deaths, you get a very different picture.
Hospitalizations are higher this year at about 1.12 per 100,000 people. They were 0.92 of last year and 0.81 of last Memorial Day. And here's the death data. On May 26th of this year, there were 298 new daily deaths. Last year on the same date, there were 525 new deaths every day. and there were 229 last Memorial Day.
Even if you look at the numbers of hospitalizations and deaths, and they might be comparable to May of 2021, the thing is, hospitals aren't on edge thinking that a surge could put them underwater again, because there's so much more immunity, so many more tools that are more widely available now.
So we can verify that yes, daily cases are up roughly 5 times compared to last year. Hospitalizations are up slightly, and deaths are about the same.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov, 5 on your side.
What can we verify for you? Email us, verify@ksdk.com. A Missouri tournament turns into terror. The aggressive act the gunman made before opening fire. She's the head of her class and the oldest.
You have wisdom, let people know you have wisdom.
Meet the new Harris Stowe State grad, proving it's never too late to further your education.
There's a cold front north and west of St. Louis. It's a slow mover. I'll show you where the threat for severe weather is, even though it's limited, heading into your Wednesday.
Tonight, a 21-year-old man is behind bars accused of opening fire at a disc golf tournament in Kansas City.
And there were over 100 people there at the park, and this guy just pulls out a gun and starts shooting. One guy took off back up the hill, another guy ran to the woods that was off to the right, 2 guys ran down the hill.
One competitor was shot in the back and is in critical condition. The tournament's organizer says the suspect started following 4 players and grabbed a water bottle out of one of their hands before pulling out a gun. He's being held on charges of first-degree assault and armed criminal action.
It's something you've already noticed. Prices are soaring, everything from groceries to gas to housing. Tonight, President Biden is making it his top economic priority to bring those prices down.
The Fed has 2 responsibilities. 1, full employment, and 2, stable prices. Chair Powell and other leaders of the Fed have noted at this moment they have a laser focus on addressing inflation, just like I am.
Today, he held a critical meeting with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen was also in that Oval Office meeting. Last year, she said inflation was a temporary problem. Tonight, she's changing her tune.
I think I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take. As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy.
Recent economic indicators suggest inflation may have peaked at a 40-year high in March, but economists warn it could take some time before inflation turns around. Gas prices continue to climb to new highs. According to AAA, the national average price for a gallon of regular gas now sits at $4.62. In St. Louis, prices are averaging around $4.41. That's 40 cents more over in the Metro East. Analysts fear the national average could hit $5 by the 4th of July holiday.
In about 15 hours, nonstop international travel returns to St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Lufthansa Airlines' inaugural flight from Frankfurt, Germany to St. Louis will arrive at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Around 30 St. Louisans will depart about 2 hours later for Germany. It's the first nonstop flight from St. Louis to continental Europe in almost 2 decades. According to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal, Lufthansa's gate will be in Terminal 2 because Terminal 1 no longer has a U.S. Customs screening center. We're in the midst of graduation season, and one area graduate seems to stand out from her classmates.
That's because she's about 4 decades older than most of them. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon joins us to explain the Harris Stowe State grad is proving there is no age limit to getting an education.
Absolutely no limit, especially when your passion becomes your purpose. That's why the St. Louis native told me she had to get it done.
It's the pomp and circumstance that make this time of year so special. Among these class of 2022 graduates at Harris Stowe State University is a beloved classmate who, when you see her, you won't forget.
I just, stood out, I guess.
Donna Maria Hall walked these halls as a student more than 4 decades older than most of her counterparts.
I guess I'm the motherly type, but a lot of them adhered to me.
The St. Louis native started taking college classes when she was young, but she didn't finish.
And I had kids and everything at a young age.
She says her mother, who has since passed away, inspired her to never forget the importance of pursuing a passion. So she enrolled at Harris Stowe State in 2017 and this month graduated with a bachelor's degree in biology. I asked her if it was tough.
Not to me.
To be disciplined and complete assignments on time?
No, because my head was there. I answered questions. I knew a lot of things because I read a lot. I studied well because I didn't have little kids running around my feet.
Her advisors say she would speak up in class when her classmates were too timid.
Donna is the one that said, you know, hey, if you don't ask, you don't learn. One of the students who kept the group lively, who kept the younger students moving. Some of them called her Mama Donna.
And now they're congratulating her for not only nurturing them, but for also doing it for herself.
I feel great.
As so she should. Hall says eventually she'll pursue a master's degree, but for now, she's just basking in the success of accomplishing a long-time goal.
Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell. You're tracking these storms and that morning commute. How's it looking?
You know, I think we're going to be dealing with some wet weather early tomorrow morning. I don't think we're looking at severe weather, but tomorrow morning, that's about when the rush hour really gets underway. That's when the showers and thunderstorms will start rolling into St. Louis, we think, or just before. Right now, pretty quiet, still pretty warm around St. Louis. Most of us are in the 70s at this moment. There's been one storm that's gone severe here, possibly producing a tornado off to the south of Macomb. It's got a little rotation in it, but that's way out of our viewing area. And you can see that cluster's up there with a lot of lightning. And then you get northwest of Quincy. There's another little cell there. You've got little clusters just kind of showing up here all along the line where there's a lot more lightning, indicative of some hail with those thunderstorms. But for the most part along this line, we are not seeing a whole lot of severe weather. There is a new severe thunderstorm watch that was just issued a bit ago for parts of west central Missouri. It's basically south of Kansas City and then just to the west of Lake of the Ozarks, stretching back out into Kansas. And that is through 3 a.m. and that's largely the area that's most likely to see the severe weather. And we get the leftovers from that as this front slowly sags on in. So what's developing out to our west right now still has warm, somewhat muggy air to work with as our temperatures across the area are still well into the 70s, close to 80 degrees. If you've been out, you know it's a little muggy, but that severe weather risk overall a little lower now that we've lost the heat of the day. In fact, they've dragged, the Storm Prediction Center has, that risk area back farther north and west of St. Louis. Wouldn't be surprised if, say, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you get a gust of wind up towards Troy or Bowling Green. And then tomorrow, the threat shifts farther south and southeast of St. Louis. And even then for tomorrow, it looks like it's very much on the skimpy part. Now, here's our futurecast radar. Kind of see where that line is along the front that's filling in right now. Those are the storms that eventually start sliding our way. But it's more like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before they start to enter our area. And then they don't really get into St. Louis until 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And as they're coming through, they're also weakening quite a bit. Tomorrow during the day, we will have quite a bit of dry time. There's still the chance for a few more showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. The best chances for stronger storms tomorrow likely to be to the south of St. Louis. And again, it's a very limited risk. 82 degrees. That's where we are officially at Lambert right now. Most spots are in the 70s. 90 was our high today. We've been dry so far. We'll see if we can't change that by daybreak tomorrow as the scattered showers and storms push in, mainly after 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning north and west of St. Louis, arriving about the time we get towards lunchtime, or let's say daybreak tomorrow, and then fading towards lunchtime before we see more additional development somewhat tomorrow afternoon, especially south of St. Louis. So once we get done with this system, Thursday morning, you got a few more showers. Look at Friday and Saturday. Gorgeous weather here for the end of the week. Temperatures much more comfortable, around 80, low 80s. Looks like good weather overall on Sunday for the Enjoy Illinois 300 over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Low 80s. There's a chance you get a shower early in the morning and then again later in the evening. And then next week, looks like some better chances for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But our severe weather threat, very limited here over the next couple of days.
All right, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Waino was wonderful. So was David Perron this season. Those are the topics tonight. Plus, we're talking beer, a NASCAR beer. So stick around, please. I am not a gambling man, but tonight was a good one to bet on Adam Wainwright. A, he's really good at home, and B, he's really good after being knocked around. And if you don't believe me, just ask the Padres what they thought tonight. This was a pretty intense 40-year-old man. First batter, Jurickson Profar. You can sit down. The second batter, Manny Machado, he did the same. Waino, 7 innings, 0 runs, 2 hits, and 10 Ks. Paul Goldschmidt didn't want the late inning drama to extend the hitting streak. That double that scored Brendan Donovan put the hit streak at 22 and the on base at 36. 1-0 Cards in the third. In the eighth, Giovanni Gallegos came on and it didn't go well. Trent Grisham with a bomb to right, a 2-run shot that tied the game, and Albert Pujols has just hit a sac fly, and the Cardinals have just beaten the Padres 3-2. How about that? All right, so let's talk some hockey. Blues forward David Perron becomes an unrestricted free agent this offseason, and the Blues made it clear today they want him back. He was one of the keys to success this season. Without him, the Blues don't make it past Minnesota. He turned 34 years old on Saturday, but he plays like he's 24, literally. He scored 27 goals this season, which is his most since 2013. His 9 postseason goals are the most of his career. He's been here longer than Doug Armstrong, and hopefully won't be leaving anytime soon.
He's a hell of a player. He fights father time better than anyone, better than 95, 99% of the NHL. What he did this year was spectacular.
I found a way to play the game right now where I feel I can be consistent every night. I feel like I can have an impact on the game and kind of bring a lot of positive to the team. So I think I got a few years where I'm going to feel like that still.
Game 1 in Colorado of the Western Conference Final. I'd like to tell you this goal by the great Connor McDavid led to an Oilers victory over the Avalanche. But actually, Colorado won 8-6, and that Nazem Kadri scored another goal, that rascal. All right, the greatest week of racing in St. Louis history has begun. It will culminate with the Enjoy Illinois 300 on Sunday afternoon at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Richard Petty Day is Friday at the track. Tonight at Anheuser-Busch, and in typical NASCAR fashion, some horsepower was on display thanks to the Clydesdales. They unveiled a specially made beer called Side Draft that was created just for this racing week in St. Louis. And you think Kenny Wallace is a little pumped up about the week?
I'm really jacked up. You know, when I was a kid, I grew up with Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. They created a beer called Side Draft for this NASCAR week. They put a lot of effort into it, commemorating the very first time the highest division in all of America, the NASCAR Cup Series, is in St. Louis. So get yourself a Side Draft.
Boy, that looks good. Their baseball team won state last year, and now Freeburg softball is trying to follow suit this year. Freeburg is currently riding a 31-game winning streak heading up to the state tournament. They came up just short a year ago, and their last title came 37 years ago. So this team is set on making some history.
I say everything happens for a reason, so I think we weren't meant to win last year because it just makes this senior even sweeter.
It's almost like a mythical, mythical creature kind of here at Freeburg High School for softball. So it would be an amazing experience to give to these girls, or for these girls to earn. I shouldn't say there's nothing given at this point. It's definitely earned.
And since Freeburg gave us Corey Miller here at 5 on Your Side, we are rooting for them to win a state title.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
It looks like a tree, speaking of mythical, straight out of a fairy tale, but it stands in a real-life park here in St. Louis. Not for long, though.
Tonight, the backdrop looks a little different in one of the most photographed sites in Missouri. The final pin oak tree on the Francis Quadrangle at Mizzou came down today. Officials say the 15 trees had to come down because they were rotting from the inside out. crews have already planted 24 white oak trees to replace them on the quad.
The fairy tale will soon be over for the popular Keebler elf tree in Tower Grove Park. You can kind of see how it got its name. Park officials say the catalpa tree, which they estimate to be 75 to 100 years old, has to come down also because of decay. The tree will be removed later this summer. Next Thursday, there will be a day-long celebration that includes an evening toast with Schlafly's Park Lager, which features the tree on its cans.
And for your morning commute, Scott has one final check of the weather.
Yeah, I think we'll have those thunderstorms in here for tomorrow morning in time for the commute. You don't need to worry about severe weather around St. Louis, though, before daybreak. All those storms are well to our north and west, and it's going to take a while before they even get into the Bowling Green and Troy area. That's between 3 and 4:30, and then they'll move into St. Louis after that. So tomorrow, just be prepared for some wet roads early on.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
Jimmy's guest tonight, Shawn Mendes and Jesse Tyler Ferguson. Start your day with Today in St. Louis. It begins at 4:30 a.m. and have a great tomorrow.